further if coming your way all in a moment. Please stay. Thanks very much for your time. I am Pious, Kojo, Backah. And looking at our stories, the Bank of Ghana has outlined plans by government to recapitalize the institution to an improved position. This was captured in the 2025 financials of the central bank. Details in this report.
According to the Bank of Ghana, the move by the Finance Ministry, which an agreement has been reached already as of January this year, should help in reversing the current negative equity position of the central bank over the medium term. The Bank of Ghana reveals that the move will be done via transfer instrument or cash to the Bank of Ghana in tranches from now to 2022. The capital injection, according to the central bank, will be made in the form of interest-bearing securities to the issuance of government bonds. The central bank is hopeful that based on this proposed recapitalization move, together with other internal measures, the Bank of Ghana should return to some profitable level soon, as well as improve reserve buffers by 2032.
Well, the central bank is also saying that it's still in a strong position to carry out its core functions and operations for this year. And this is despite the huge operational loss reported for last year, as well as worsening negative equity. More in this report.
The Bank of Ghana's assurance is based on the fact that the current development in the economy will not result in that huge amount of money being spent when it comes to its open market operations to help bring inflation down further, as well as stabilize the Ghana cedi. That is why it argues that despite the not so good numbers for 2025, it still has the capacity to generate enough income to cover its operations costs when it comes to monetary policy activities. The Bank of Ghana in its 2025 financial accounts also cites some structural improvement in the central bank's income base, as well as the agreed recapitalize program with the government, which could help deal with the equity situation for the Bank of Ghana. On the income side, the central bank notes that its external reserve portfolio continues to generate returns, and its ability to run its operations shouldn't be a challenge at all going forward. In 2025, the Bank of Ghana's operating income, less the cost of open market operations, stood at 5.5 billion Ghana cedis.
While longer the central bank, because the communication director of the central bank, Bernardo, says the Bank of Ghana adopted an aggressive approach to tackle inflation and move it links to the 15.63 billion cedis loss recorded in 2025. According to him, the central bank could not afford to remain passive as prices surge, insisting that decisive interventions were necessary to stabilize the economy.
Now, in 2025, as you can see at the financial show, there was a very aggressive posture in terms of the control of inflation. Look at 2023. At the end of December 2023, inflation, right, was at 23.2%. At the end of December 2024, inflation was at 23.8%. Between 2023 and 2024, inflation was sticky around 23%. Well, what we did is the cost you see. What you did is the cost you see. The end result justified the means. Absolutely. Because inflation now, at the last check, is 3.2%. At the end of December, to 5.4%, having moved from 23.8% to 5.4%. That is such, a 77% drop in inflation. And that is quite, huge. And that is something that wouldn't come cheap. When you go into the market to mop up excess liquidity from the market, there must be some compensatory payments to those who are taking the money from. So those commercial banks that buy the BoG bills, which are short-term instruments that we issue to them, must be compensated. And that's the interest we pay, which is, on around the monetary policy rate. So if you have a monetary policy rate, which is quite high, now it's about 14%. It's not about, now it's 14%. But if you're looking at where we have come from, and you are mopping up at that very high interest rate, definitely to impact on your balance sheet. But the point is that what is the trade-off? A central bank cannot sit aloof and allow inflation to go haywire.
Meanwhile, banking consultant Dr. Richmond Etuahini described the central bank's loss as a necessary evil. According to him, despite the huge cost involved, the central bank had to deliver on its mandate, which is to control inflation.
For me, if your mandate is to create price stability, you have to do that. Because, you see, we have lived in inflation from 54%. We dropped to 23.2 and then went up to 20. It means it was becoming a cancer, which needed to be fought aggressively. And that was exactly what they did. So for me, there is no free lunch. When I hear this, people talking about those of us who have written earlier, it is a normal thing. The tools are that we use the money, OMO, which is a clear tool. We use as cash reserves, and then we use what we call repo, repurchasing. If at that time they have already used the cash reserves and it was not functioning very well. So they look at it and look at the other options and say, look, at least for OMO, we can go in as the policy rate with a policy rate and we'll be able to bring it down. And let us say it. I'll say it without fear or favor. I think we tend to forget too early. And the whole nation, 2022, I said it on Joy platform, that is not going to be for Bank of Ghana the next years ahead. The people were just singing the chorus. Dr. Tiani doesn't know what he's talking about. I've done a research and I've studied other jurisdictions. And I knew what was going to happen. So when I saw the loss and the aggressive nature of controlling inflation, I thought it was the step right in direction.
Away from the Bank of Ghana financial performance, government failed to meet its Treasury bills target for the 7th consecutive week as investors sought higher interest rates. Details in this report.
The continuous undersubscription of the short-term instrument by the government is a cause for concern. Investors bought T-bills worth a little over 4.48 billion Ghana cedis, as against the target of 4.89 billion Ghana cedis. It, however, accepted about 4 billion Ghana cedis of the bids. The 91-day bill was once again the most subscribed bill, as 1.89 billion Ghana cedis of the bids were tendered, representing 42.2% of the total bids. The uptake was, however, 1.88 billion Ghana cedis. The 364-day bill also recorded bids of about 1.8 billion Ghana cedis. The bids accepted were a little above 1.7 billion Ghana cedis. For the 182-day bill, 764.25 million Ghana cedis of the bids were tendered. All the bids were accepted. Meanwhile, interest rates continued to rise, but at the longer end of the curve. The yield on the 91-day bill, however, remained unchanged at 4.92%. That of the 182-day bill also went up to 6.97% from the previous weeks of 6.96%. Similarly, the yield on a 364-day bill inched up by 7 basis points to 10.19%.
Now, the World Bank is projecting that price of crude oil could average at about $115 a barrel this year. That is, if the current developments in the Middle East do not end soon. More in the following Business Desk report.
The World Bank, in its latest Commodity Outlook report, noted that it is not only looking at crude oil prices rising in the coming months to average at this price level, but also other energy-related commodities could spike as well. The World Bank in the report is even warning that if the current impasse in the Middle East should normalize by the end of this month, it could take several months before prices of crude and other finished petroleum products could even normalize as well. This development, some say, might not be good for us when it comes to prices of petroleum products at the pumps locally. Crude oil is currently trading at around $107 a barrel. If this report is anything to go by, then it's clear that prices could be rising further. The World Bank is not only worried about energy-related stuff, as the report has revealed that prices of foodstuffs are set to go up further due to supply challenges associated with fertilizer.
Now, Deputy Public Affairs Manager at the Social Security and National Insurance Trust NIT, Jemima Ofori, is urging self-employed individuals and entrepreneurs to secure their financial future by prioritizing pension contributions. She emphasized that while building a successful business is important, it is equally critical for entrepreneurs to invest in long-term income security to avoid financial challenges in retirement.
Trying to build your business is important, yes, but securing your future is also important as well. So we understand that when you have the monies right now, it's very good. Building the business is good, but building your future when it comes to income security is equally essential. Most of these entrepreneurs are actually rich. You'll be surprised. They have money more than those in the formal sector. Yes, so what I'll say to this is take the future into your own hands and then work at it.
This is still Business Life. We have more for you after this break.
Transform your business ideas into success stories with Telecel Business. Choose from a wide range of products and services tailor-made to drive your business. Call 0302-233-4040 or email to business@telecel.com.gh to sign up today. Telecel Business, connecting opportunities, connecting goals, connecting businesses. Telecel, connecting energies.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,247.
Hey, Abili, wabedim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Across Ghana, in communities big and small, ordinary people are doing extraordinary things. This is the Joy News Impact Makers Awards 2026, celebrating those who are changing lives, shaping futures, and building hope. From Bimbila in the northern region, Faith Jakbasu is transforming classrooms through innovation, inclusive learning, and life-changing initiatives for students, teachers, and vulnerable communities. From Aflao in the Volta region, Felix Akakbo is building schools, schools, supporting students, and investing in the future of an entire community. In health, from Winneba in the Central Region, Amos Ando is turning his personal battle with sickle cell into a national movement for awareness, prevention, and policy change. From Nkwanta in the Oti Region, Bless Lantam is delivering life-changing healthcare to hard-to-reach communities, even in the face of conflict. From Insawam Treasury in the Eastern Region, Antonio Say is restoring mobility, dignity, and opportunity through prosthetics and outreach across Ghana. From Adenta in the Greater Accra Region, Valerie Ajatia is empowering amputees with hope, rehabilitation, and the courage to rebuild their lives. From Anyanui and Noga in the Volta Region, Reverend Christian Valeto is rescuing, treating, and reintegrating neglected mental health patients back into society. From Akuse in the Eastern Region, Alberta Aite is mentoring, educating, and empowering over 1,000 girls to dream beyond limitations. From Singabreku in the Central Region, Isabella Akwabwa fighting period poverty and equipping women and girls with skills for independence. In Wash, from Sirigu in the Upper East Region, Dr. Anthony Akunzele is improving livelihoods through clean water, education, and economic opportunities for women. From Akache in the Volta Region, Senyor Bomita is transforming communities through schools, clean water, healthcare access, and youth empowerment. And for the Corporate Partner Award from the Cape Coast Youth Development Association is empowering thousands of young people through education, skills training, and community development. These are not just finalists. These are change makers. They are nation builders. They are Ghana's true heroes. Join News Impact Makers Awards, celebrating ordinary people making extraordinary impacts. Who takes this home?
The 2026 Join News Impact Makers Awards is brought to you by Ghana CEO Summit, a decade of leadership impact. Labadi Beach Hotel, Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app. Abakun, Services Bebre, New Crystal Hospital, growing in good health. Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability. Water Aid Ghana, change starts with water. Ghana Chamber of Mines.
Hello again, welcome back to Business Live. Ghana Commercial Bank, or GCB Bank PLC, has held a pre-departure engagement for Hajj programs in the Tamale zone to prepare customers for a smooth pilgrimage to Mecca. The session brought together GCB Bank Hajj account holders and Muslim clerics to provide key information ahead of the journey.
GCB Hajj account is a savings scheme tailored for Muslims planning their journey to Mecca. It allows customers to set aside money and comes with added benefits, including insurance cover and assistance with payment to travel agencies. Speaking to the media after the engagement, Liability Product Manager Richard Wobel explained how the account works.
Is to enable our brothers and sisters who would want to embark on Hajj, but for whatever reason are not able to gather money together and get a required amount for payment. So it helps you build funds gradually. It doesn't really force you to make huge amount or deposit huge amount at a point. If we do it based on your strength, if you have 2 cedis today, you can deposit 100 cedis today, you can deposit 1,000 cedis tomorrow, you can deposit.
He added that the package includes insurance for the pilgrims.
One of it has got to do with insurance. We are also giving them FX in terms of a dollar that they will need. You see, it's difficult at this time to be able to gather dollar and then be able to go to the Hajj with. So GCB is making provision. It's already made provision for that. So all you need to visit any of our branches with your visa and then your passport, and you are being given for all Hajj customers who are able to open an account with us. So that is done. We also have the insurance bit where we said we will cover you. We want the journey to be seamless without any issue. So you are covered in terms of permanent disability. If you go and something happens to you and you become permanently disabled, we have insurance to cover you.
Area manager Ibrahim Seidu said it was his hope that they enjoy the trip.
In the next couple of days, some of us seated in this room will be in that land, the land of Mecca. Inshallah, that is going to happen. And it's going to happen, particularly those of us in this room, because we patronize the account we introduced last year, which comes with the name Hajj account.
Real estate owners Indigo Homes has assured that it will support the Ghanaian working class in the process to use their Tier 3 pension funds for the acquisition of their first homes. Now, speaking to Joy Business after a tree planting initiative, we took some homeowners through their new Greenwich Park. Commercial Director for Indigo Homes, Anne Murungi, is positive that the move will open more opportunities for young working class to own decent homes with their pension contributions. More in this report.
The move to use the Tier 3 pension funds was part of initiatives to ensure many contributors acquire affordable homes without stress. Although Indigo Homes is yet to complete work on its new Greenwich Park, it has offered to support potential homeowners to use their Tier 3 funds as deposit to complement other mortgage to acquire any of their facility. Commercial Director for Indigo Homes, Anne Murungi, has been explaining to Joy Business after a media tour and a homeowners meetup at the project site.
Made home ownership a reality to so many people, especially the working class who are salaried. It's made it very easy for them to own homes. And yeah, so we are partnering with banks. The other thing we're also doing is we've noticed the pension funds are open and educating the homeowners or the aspiring homeowners to use their Tier 3 to own a home. So what we are actually doing is you can actually use your Tier 3 for your down payment and then use the bank to give you a mortgage. So you don't have to think of saving towards a home. Your Tier 3 already can do your down payment and then the bank can take over the mortgage. And by October you have a home here. So the first houses we are delivering in October. So it's becoming a reality to the working class to own homes.
She disclosed that some fund managers are ready to assist contributors willing to use the initiative to acquire any of their homes at the park.
I think most pension managers are really willing to have that conversation. If you want to use your Tier 3, first of all, the first person you need to talk to is your HR. And if they're not familiar with it, let them talk to us, and we can always be in touch with the pension fund and see how we can support that staff member to have their Tier 3 as a down payment for their home. So we can always support whichever institution that wants to use, that has an employee that wants to use their Tier 3. We'll always be willing to support them.
The meetup was also used to plant some symbolic trees at the project site of the Greenwich Park in Boteman to promote environmental sustainability.
The ongoing inconsistent power supply across the country has adversely affected hospitality facilities, businesses and livelihoods in the Volta region. Stakeholders and residents lamented that issues with power combined with fuel prices have increased operational expenses and consequently impacted on their profit margins. Fred Kwame Asari reports.
The Volta region has been experiencing unpredictable and intense power fluctuations, especially in the evenings, with power often tripping. Developing areas are most affected. The Ghana Grid Company Limited and the Electricity Company of Ghana issued multiple notices about load redistribution and maintenance efforts to address these problems. Despite these measures, the situation persisted, with residents reporting frequent power outages that hinder productivity and damage electrical appliances. Hospitality facilities like hotels, guest houses and restaurants are among those affected by the power crisis. Chances Hotel, one of the oldest in the area, is bearing the brunt of the unstable power supply. A management representative lamented that the situation is disrupting operations, services and customer confidence.
At the end of the day, you do the business and use it to buy for plants. Also, sometimes the current, they say low voltage, high voltage, it goes down to the extent that air conditions don't work. And our customers complain a lot that your air condition is not working, and that if you experience that, you wouldn't like to come back to the place. Meanwhile, it's not something from management, but it's the our power supplies that are causing that. We are not actually happy we are going through this. So if there's something the government can do to stabilize the power, we will be very much grateful.
In home markets, some traders report the power supply as being moderate compared to other parts of the country. A cold store dealer shared her experience.
By God's grace, here over there, it doesn't affect us much. It doesn't affect us much. Because media is not too much for me. It has not affected me too much like that. So I think it's cool. Once they are doing it, they are repairing it. We hope for the best.
For other traders, power trips and fluctuations hinder their businesses and damage their appliances. They are calling on the government to swiftly resolve the issue to ensure a stable power supply and improve productivity. However, power supply has marginally improved compared to the previous month, with residents hopeful that the crisis will be fully resolved soon. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News. Ho.
And that's it for Business Live. But let's get to myjoyonline.com/business for some quick read on that portal. I agree with one aspect of BoG's argument, but under its own accounting framework, its policy is insolvent. That's according to Dr. Nsefwa. Also on that portal, you will see we remain policy solvent despite 15.6 billion cedis operating loss and negative equity attributed to the Bank of Ghana. More stories when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. I am Pious Kojo Backah. Thanks very much for watching.
Right after school, you will have to go and sell plantain, cassava. Sometimes you fry pastries, what we call ariesu or banfo bese. It was a very big dream of mine. I did try, but I was not selected. Maybe I wasn't tall enough. 2 years after the national service, and that is where I realized I wasn't a banker.
Okay, so what did you do?
Something. Cleaning.
So you left your job?
I left the job to go and start all over again. One thing about me is I never give excuses. If I put my mind to something, I just move, because time waits for no one.
Traveled to Dubai to go find greener pastures. Then I found this one friend of mine who actually helped me. So I was just into this kind of Chinese company thing. Yeah. But it got to a time that the Chinese company work broke down. So I had no choice than to look for another country to go settle so I can find more money to help home. As they told her, they said stewardship, and they called for a roll call. Like, which kind of stewardship roll call thing? So we all came out, and a commander came. They said we are waiting for a commander. He came, he was a Ghanaian. We were 54 in numbers, whereby we were being dressed to move to the front line. At that time, we were lucky enough that it was snowing. So the snow actually helped us a little. Yeah, you can choose snow with a mix of sand. With the 1st battalion, you have to be fit before you get there. And with that, you are dodging drone, you are dodging landmines, you are dodging long-distance missiles, You are dodging bullets. You are dodging grenades.
Hey, so you knew you were going to die then?
What I hate is to remain in a job and be bad-mouthing the job. Just be diligent and do the work.
You sit on the Kosi said, politicians come and sometimes they tell the lie blatantly. How do you get the truth out of them in a way that does not expose their ignorance?
If you have more shoes than books, you are not thinking, you are walking.
Kosi said, one of Ghana's long-standing biggest political show. Kaba, amazing guy, did the job, delivered. How was it taken over from him?
There were articles written, Kosi saying, Obi over Western region, Obi in how would that person succeed, but
people get opportunities where they cannot execute themselves and have to recommend for other people, but there's a certain fear that is this person going to deliver like me?
Yes.
What requirements do you look for?